Hello and welcome to yet another Switch podcast. This is episode 15. And welcome to this edition of the podcast. I'm Kent.
I'm Elvin.
And join us today for a couple of things that we're going to talk about. In fact, this week is kind of interesting. We're going to talk about tech news, as well as what has been the game changer in the tech history.
Yeah.
I think, why not we explain a bit to the audience what actually we mean? Because some of you might be curious, what do you mean by game changers?
Means that game changer, means that it's not the first one, but after that it came up something that replaced the original one, made more better.
More better.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going to cover. We're going to cover game changers in tech history and some tech news. So let's start with game changers in history. So in fact, Elvin actually gave me a list of various companies: Apple, Google, YouTube, Facebook, Pixar. In this case, we're talking about the 3D studio before the buyover by Disney, and of course Lucasfilm, ILM. And when we talk about game changers, we are talking about what have they done to change the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching this, you're joining us on Switch Podcast, you may have objections to what we're about to say. But again, this is just our own opinion.
Opinions regarding this topic.
Correct?
Yeah.
So, Elvin, let's start. Come, take one and then let's go ahead and see.
It just say followed by years and years. So, the first one should be a Lucasfilm. Because everyone still remember the Star Wars.
Star Wars!
Yeah. It's a big... got a huge fan in the world. And then this year another episode will come in.
What, December?
Yeah, the Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen, you haven't watched the trailer yet, please watch it.
Yeah. And then next month, May the 4th. Yeah.
May the 4th be with May the 4th be with you. So to speak.
It's one of the celebration of Star Wars.
Correct.
Because that time, right, we want to use the computer graphic in movie. It's quite a hard thing. But Lucas, they use a lot of time and practice, and then they test out how they implement that with the CG. We call graphic effect.
Graphic effect, practical graphic effects.
Yeah, we cannot consider a computer graphic yet because at that time the computer hardware is not so advanced. Yeah, but they knew it. They suggest to make the movie more interested and then more excited because when we see the effect in that one,
it brings you into that universe.
Yeah, 1980 something, right?
If you're talking about Return of Jedi, but if you're talking about the first one, should be 1970s.
So in that time, right, it's quite mind-blowing for people when they saw this movie. So I still remember that the queue outside the Chinatown cinema is quite long.
Yeah. And the thing about game changer, just to add what Elvin said, think about how movies are being made now. Depending on whether you're a fan of Transformers or that, it's like the CG computer graphics is like a lot. But you have to think that in the past, when there's no computer graphics, you have to do things like models. You have to do things like the camera effect, like angle. Elvin is the expert in this. You have to do things like painting, like matte painting, and then you have to do the illusion that you're in somewhere else. So when Lucasfilm did all this, it wowed us as humans, and when you see how they did it, it really is a game changer.
Until today, ILM is the world leading of the computer graphic in
Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah, in the movie making. So a lot of Avenger, Transformer, all is done by them.
Correct. So in fact, why not you search Wikipedia, ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, look at their entire thing. So that's a game changer. What they have done has affected the industry.
The whole industry all is changing.
Correct. So that's one. Now, choose another company.
Okay, for another company, like something like YouTube. YouTube also wants the game changers. Because before that, right, we want to share video. It's quite a hard thing on the internet.
I can still remember where they used GIFs, GIFs, and it was like, oh.
Even if you want to share a video, you need to find a hosting company to host your website, to upload your video, and then want to share out also a problem. You only can share by email. Because that time the social media not so famous yet. So you need to send by email, or even that you create a website to put your video there.
Correct.
But after the YouTube came out, a lot of things is changing because people are easy to sharing. So until now, you see a lot of people that become YouTuber.
Correct. It become literally a livelihood for quite a lot of fans on the YouTube that become producers, broadcasters, and
even
they have their own
actor,
range of fans.
So they start to produce their own movie on YouTube.
and it becomes so ubiquitous that right now you say you want to watch a video, you already know which website to go to. I don't have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen.
So you want to, even that you want to search for a tutorial, you will go to YouTube. Because before that, if you want to search something, tutorial for how to, let's say for example, how to edit a movie.
Agreed with what Alvin said.
How to use Excel, right? Before that, it's very hard to find these resources on the internet.
Or if you're lucky, if you were 10 years or 15 years ago, some of you could remember one of the Astro channel, Tech TV, which is gone already.
Yeah.
So that was the only other way to get tutorials, unless I buy a book with a CD.
Yeah.
But what Alvin said.
Now it's very fast. Even you want to learn the guitar or piano, you can go for YouTube.
Just search.
Yeah, it's quite a big game changer on the industry, and a lot of people are addicted to it. I can say everybody will log in YouTube once a day.
It becomes part of our livelihood, so to speak. But it's something that we also forgotten that YouTube wasn't really guaranteed to survive. It took until Google to buy over it that it survived. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the details. We are still focused on game changer. So YouTube was a game changer. Without YouTube, where are we going to get all our videos?
To share our video.
So to add on what Alvin, I'm going to share a link which will be in our posting here. There's an article about YouTube itself to celebrate that its birth and life for 10 years already. So that's a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. So anything you want to add?
Another thing is Google. Google is a search engine game changing because before that, the famous one is Yahoo.
There's so many. Lycos?
But the famous one.
Okay, like Yahoo lah.
Yahoo. But after Google came out, everything changed. Because that time Google they are using the simplified interface. Very simple.
Simplicity.
Yeah, only a search box and then Google. That's all.
You have to understand that Yahoo at the time was more of a collection of links, a lot of shortcuts.
A front page
to various links, but not really a search engine. Google really did it. It's not to say Google was the first. There was quite a lot.
Not the first,
but right now the point is game changer. Google make it simple. You just want your results. Look what happens now.
Everyone Google.
Everyone Googles.
Even you're sick, Google.
You want to learn something? Google.
Yeah. So Google is your good teacher. Okay, say so.
So to say. So game changer. You see, this is an example. Without Google, you wouldn't have think about all the other services. Think about like Google Documents.
Google Gmail,
etc. All this concept, it has been there a while, but Google changed it, packaged it in a way that it becomes ubiquitous. Now, it's not to say that Google is 100% right in everything they do. There's some that really flop down.
Some project they do is not so success.
Correct.
But they are trying to put up something new every years that see whether
what
it
have done so far, like Google search engine itself, boom. And they bought over YouTube, so boom.
Then they bought a lot of companies, even the Waze.
Correct. So since Alvin has brought up three, maybe my turn to show it. Maybe I'll talk about Apple as a game changer. I know. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before you start sending flame wars or harsh comments, let's think about 1984, where Steve Jobs introduced the Macintosh, the first Macintosh. Now, the concept of game changer is you change how people perceive a certain product, a certain technology. So when Steve Jobs bring out the first Macintosh, put it on the table, introduce it to everyone in Madison Square Garden, for example, it changed the concept because people thought that computers are business tools. I bring it in the office, I lock it in the office, it's stored in the office.
Won't become a personal computer.
Correct. So when that computer came out, it was a game changer in terms of interface, GUI. People say, it's useless, no one uses GUI, use text command. Then you talk about mouse. Who wants to use a mouse? I remember there's a review saying that, who wants to use a plastic thing to control the screen? So game changer was it successful immediately? No, not immediately.
It took some time.
But it changed the entire industry. Everyone started looking, we need to have GUI. We need to have an interface. And that's it. That's one good example. And that was just the Macintosh. What about all the other things? Like iPhones, iPads.
Phone, all they're talking about interface.
Interface.
So after that, there are a lot of things is changing in the Apple era. Until now, it's still a lot of changing. Like phone is one of them, tablet, even now the watch. A lot. They're not the first one.
They're not the first.
But when they start to step in, something is changing.
I mean, I think the best one was the phone. When the first iPhone came out, my phone, I think Alvin would also agree, you also have a phone, it's not touchscreen, it's like mine was Sony Ericsson. I was so happy to press the buttons. Yeah. And when the iPhone came out afterwards, a few years afterwards, every phone in the market
follow
touchscreen. You need to have touchscreen. You cannot live without a touchscreen. Same goes for tablet.
Yeah, it's a game changer, and then the most game changing and until effect now is just Facebook, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is to share with you some of the examples of game changing. So things that has changed, what has changed the industry, changed your lives, etc. So we are not going to bore you with even more of it. That's really seriously, that's really a long list, ladies and gentlemen. But what we want you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you're watching this Switchboard Cast episode 15, why not leave some comments about what is the game changing you've seen so far? It could be anything in the computer industry, it could even be cameras,
the car industry, a lot of game changer. Inside that history, actually quite a large field. Not even that. That's not that say we talk about films. So that one is considered also a tech industry because they use technology to help them to achieve something.
And it affected everyone subsequently. So share with us, ladies and gentlemen, on anything that you think is a game changer. We gave you a few examples. This is what we feel. Again, if you want to criticize, go ahead, please leave some comments. We would like to improve it on. So that was the first topic of the week about game changer. So let's go to tech news recap. So Alvin, what kind of news you want to recap
tech
on
news? I think this few weeks a lot of news, but related to us one is the WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
Yeah, because they got a new update, and then we can make a phone call using WhatsApp.
Yeah. Again, for those who may not be using WhatsApp, which I'll be surprised if you don't know what's WhatsApp, but for the benefit of those who have never heard of it, it's actually a simple messaging service that can be run on iOS devices, on any mobile devices, and even to the computer, and you can do it for free. You just use data, send a message. Okay, very simple. But we have never sent or made audio calls before. So the recent
this is the first time they're launching on iOS device. Before that, it's not iOS, it's Android device, but now it's launching on iOS. So last Friday I tried it. Actually, it quite surprised me because why? Okay, for basically we want to try out, right? We just press and then we just stop. So when I press the call button to my friend, not even 1 second, I press the end call. So afterward, my friend called back me. He said, "I received your call."
It's responsive.
Yeah. When I start press, the recipient is start accept the call already. No need to wait. It's very fast.
It's very smooth.
Faster than you're using a normal phone call.
Or maybe it's because you're so used to using WhatsApp that it's much more easier to respond rather than using a phone. I don't know.
But it's actually quite responsibility, and the quality quite nice, quite good, because when we try to talk over the phone using the WhatsApp, quite clear. Yeah, it won't be like muddy or anything else, but it sounds clear. So it quite impressed me. Yeah, the first thing is.
So that means, ladies and gentlemen, we can get an iPod Touch. We don't even need DigiMax itself. Well,
no. WhatsApp cannot use on iPod Touch. Only the phone.
Who knows?
Yeah, even the iPad also cannot use WhatsApp. But the thing is, I think in futures, more and more people will rely on the data plan, because nowadays I can be honest or be frank that we all use data a lot. For me, I also seldom to make a call on the phone. Yeah.
I have to admit, I also don't really make calls on the phone. Seldom.
Got call, but seldom than before. We all use WhatsApp or even FaceTime audio call.
FaceTime audio call.
Some of my friends they use FaceTime audio call.
There's a lot, Line, etc. So, but the whole point is that WhatsApp has joined the group, including Line, WeChat.
Yeah. Facebook Messenger also start the voice call.
Oh, that's
and then
interesting.
The video call also start on at US 40 country, but not in Malaysia.
For now.
Yeah,
but the point is, you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that the trend now is moving towards literally you're not really using your phone number. Like what Alvin was saying, you're using the data. So who knows? A few more years, literally I just buy an iPod Touch or iPad with data plan. I don't need a phone number, I just need a data plan, I need an email, I can start calling people. But it's a game changer again. We all know what it is. So that leads into game changing for today. So I think for that would be for today's episode for episode 15 of the Switch podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to drop some comments. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you want us to talk about in subsequent episodes. And stay with us. Support us on social media. Like our pages. And join us at any of the Switch outlets. We thank you for your support. And thank you for watching this episode. It's me, Kent.
And Elvin.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.